If the world doesn't please you, you can change it. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Within the last decade, we've seen an alarming rise in global suicide rates. In just the United States alone, it has risen by 30% since the year 2000. And what's most shocking about that is a big chunk of that percentage is teenagers. Mental health problems feel like they're becoming the defining issue of our society. It seems as if the younger generation has become increasingly hopeless about the future, plagued with symptoms of burnout. People are just tired. I think there's a real lack of sincere ambition and drive these days, almost as if the life force has been sucked out of everyone. A lot of the things that used to give people meaning are now met with contempt. College is a waste of money, work is stealing your life, hobbies don't give you a good ROI, and if you try to express yourself, then that's cringe. But it's okay to scroll and watch people on the internet do it. If you internalize that long enough, eventually everything becomes a joke. For the longest time, I thought purpose was something you had to prove, that the people who moved with confidence were the ones who had it all figured out, that the only reason for existence was if you had something valuable to offer. Life wasn't meant to just be lived, it had to become something. Even if I tried to fake happiness, there was still a quiet voice asking me, but what am I becoming?
Use your creative mind. Go.
It's a strange kind of grief realizing you don't know what you want anymore. Maybe I never really knew what I was doing. I was just too busy making it seem like I did. The desire to have purpose is deeply human.
I just made breakfast and I think there is going to be a pretty good sunrise outside, so I'm just gonna go out.
It gives us direction, it turns grief into stories, it can give structure to the directionless. But it also puts a lot of pressure on ordinary moments, and that's exhausting. I spent a long time trying to solve that pressure, trying to fix myself, but the ache stayed. And in that stillness, I had to admit something I didn't want to say out loud. I don't want to be impressive. I want peace. There's a side of life that doesn't look very purposeful. Making coffee every morning, talking to the same people every other day, being okay with resting. It doesn't seem impressive, you won't make $1 million, but it will remind you that you're alive. What I've come to believe is that maybe purpose is too narrow. It makes us believe that only certain lives are meaningful, but some days don't have structure. You try, you fail, it all feels chaotic, but that doesn't mean they're any less valuable. Sometimes the answer is being still, some days it's moving forward, and sometimes it's making art no one will watch. On the days I feel most meaningless, I remind myself that the mundane isn't the absence of purpose. Maybe it's the exact place you find it. If you're quiet long enough, that voice in the back of your head starts talking again. What's changed for me isn't what I'm chasing, it's how I define a meaningful day. It's not about what I achieved, it's how I carried myself through it. I don't think that meaning is a path you follow. You are not behind if you don't have a plan. You are not failing if your dreams are changing. You're not wasting time just because your life might be a little bit boring. You're here, and maybe that's enough.